Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The B. Fisher Foundation supports those with developmental disabilities here in Lloydminster, and the organization has a lot of plans here in the new year. I'm joined today here with Kim Crockett from the B. Fisher Foundation. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Well, it's great to have you here. Last time you were in talking, previewing the New Year's Eve Gala that was coming up. It's past now. How exciting was it to be able to have this event again? Had the first one in 2019 and had to wait a little bit. How exciting was it to get back into it?
It was absolutely huge to be able to get it back again. Knowing that we had so much momentum coming out of the very first one, and then a bit of a wrench got thrown into the plans for the next few years, and then to come back this year in the way that it came off, there was obviously some uncertainty how it would come off with that big of a gap. And it was basically seamless. All the momentum from the first year carried forward to the next one. We are thrilled with how it came together.
That's great to hear. I know the community really seemed to rally around
it. They did.
It.
They absolutely did.
So when we talk about the reason that you were holding it, what you were trying to raise money for was to renovate the kitchens at the 24-hour home. So we can talk a little bit about just how successful was it, how much money was raised to go towards that project.
You bet. Well, we were really thankful to raise almost $90,000 from this event. And interestingly, that is what we feel is going to be pretty close to being able to cover the budget to renovate the 4 kitchens at the care homes that we'd like to take care of. So we're very close with it, enough that we are going to start going after these projects this year.
That's exciting.
Really, now it's just a matter of getting the planning in place and starting to make that happen.
And so I'm assuming, obviously it's still early days, but do you think once we get around New Year's again that there might be another one coming up here?
That is absolutely our plan. Actually, we've already started making a few plans for 2023 New Year's Eve. So yes, I'd love to share all sorts of details. We're going to be coming up with them during the upcoming months, but right now I can certainly say yes, we are planning to bring it back for 2023.
That's exciting, and once we get closer to that, obviously I'll talk with you again. We can get all those information out to people, but something that we can talk about now, and then something that's going to be coming up in a little bit here, is the B. Fisher's going to be having some online auctions. Can you kind of take us through what's going to happen with that?
Yeah, you bet. So when we did the New Year's Eve Gala, it had a fairly specific purpose, and obviously a fundraising, and our goal was to raise enough money to renovate these 4 kitchens we had in mind. But those aren't the only projects that we need to take care of in our care homes, and there's still the need to do some fundraising to cover additional projects. Everything from flooring to painting, more yard improvements. The list goes on. I think anybody that owns a home knows what that's like. And so it's the same thing for us when we have 12 care homes to take care of. We know there's going to be some costs. And so the online auction, that started last year, and we had just amazing success with that. Over 110 items, services, some sort of donation were given from individuals, businesses. They might be business services. They could be household goods. I remember salons, for some reason that pops to mind. A number of salons all came up and provided all sorts of gift packages. But really anything of value that we can in turn sell to basically the general public. That was the purpose of the auction, is to raise funds through that format. And we loved it because it was an opportunity for such a wide variety of the community to get involved. When we did the gala, there's a limit to how many people can come out to that, and we were so thankful to have 400 people come out. It was a complete sellout. With an online auction, there is really no limit to how many people can come and participate in something like that, whether it be as a donor or as a bidder. There's multiple opportunities to get involved with that one, so it's a great one for just the entire community to enjoy.
So are you still open for people that might have things that they want to donate for the auction?
For sure, yeah. We are in that point now. We're starting to gather items. We have a few have actually already come in. Some big items, some smaller items, but things have started to trickle in. And so at this point in time, the simplest thing is simply to give us a phone call at our admin office, 875-3633. You can ask for me, and we can start taking care of getting those donations in. And on our website, within the next probably week and a half, we'll probably have some updated information, just giving people some teasers, what to look forward to once we get the online auction up and running.
It seems like it's a really good idea, a good way to obviously support a local organization like the B. Fisher, but also kind of get your business out there as well. Maybe if you have like for to say a salon, maybe someone hasn't gone there, they won
Yes.
the package, gave it to someone else, and then they're like, oh, I love this salon. So it's a win-win for businesses.
And I've had an opportunity to chat with a few people who have got relatively new businesses in the area, and they've already made some comments along that line that says, hey, this would just be one way to maybe increase my exposure a little bit.
Yeah.
If I can give them an opportunity to get their product or their service in front of hundreds and maybe 1,000 people or more, it seems like a win for everybody. So that's what we're really excited about it. And like I say, in just over a month, so at the end of February, that's when we're actually going to go live with it.
Awesome. So people need to keep their eyes on your website, social
That's
media
right.
channels, just to see when things are going to start up.
That's
hey?
right. That's
Awesome.
exactly right.
Just before we go, I was going to ask, if for people who want to help out the Bee Fisher in any kind of way, because there's a lot of different opportunities for people, and there's a lot of work that the Bee Fisher does here in the community. What's the best way for them to go about maybe looking into maybe volunteer or other opportunities?
It's an interesting question. We've had, I think one of the best examples I can give you was earlier this year. I had a phone call from a coach of a local hockey team. And he was looking for an opportunity for some of his boys to get involved. And these were teenage kids, but just looking for a chance that they could, just do something within the community. And we got them connected up with a number of our care homes. And now when the snow flies, and we had certainly no shortage of that back in November and December, our care home managers were able to contact them directly, and a number of times they came out and did some of the snow removal for us when some of our own staff just weren't able to get to it quite as timely because they're taking care of the individuals in the homes. Some of these hockey players, they came out, and that's just gives you one idea of how some local groups or even individuals can just tap on our shoulder and say, hey, what can we do to help? That was a great one, and we've been so appreciative of things like that.
Awesome. Well, that's a great story,
Yeah.
too. I'm glad I asked that question. And thank you for coming in. It's always great to find out what's going on and how people can support such a great organization like Bee Fisher.
Well, I always appreciate the opportunity to be able to say what's going on in Bee Fisher's world. There's lots happening, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. An energy healing class is coming to the border city on February 12th, and our Reese Andrews has the details.
Today, I'm super excited to be joined here again with Joanne Windsor, who was with us yesterday talking about Reiki. But today she's going to be teaching us all about the art of access bars. So thank you again for joining me.
Hi, thank you. I'm so grateful to be here again.
As I always begin my Zooms, can you give us an overview of what access bars and what they actually do?
Access bars is absolutely amazing and incredible. It is an energy modality where we use a set of 32 points on the head, which, when they're lightly touched, they stimulate a positive change in the brain, like defragmenting your computer. They defragment the electromagnetic components of stress, thoughts, and emotions. It's a gentle, non-invasive technique that works on releasing both the physical and mental blocks stored in the body energetically, as well as physically. And it helps to facilitate a greater sense of ease through all areas of life. One session of access bars can help with such things as ADHD and ADD. Motivation. It can help with mental clarity, helps with insomnia, anxiety and depression, health and weight management, stress and feelings of being overwhelmed, migraines, panic attacks, OCD. It has helped people with dementia, Alzheimer's. It helps with not sure if I said addictions, and really all areas of life, all aspects of life that somebody is having any kind of an imbalance in. It really, really does help with straightening that out and offers your brain clarity.
And with all this knowledge that you have on access bars, is this a workshop that you'll be performing them on other people, or is it something that they'll be learning how to do themselves?
It's a workshop class. So what we're doing, we are creating practitioners in a sense. So we are teaching parents, students, people, practitioners, health practitioners, nurses, teachers, all sorts of different backgrounds of people, how to perform access bars on other people, on other individuals.
So is running your access bar something you should do only once in your lifetime, or is this something that you should maybe look at doing daily or weekly or monthly?
Well, honestly, you can do it as many times as you choose. You can do it 3 or 4 different times a day. You can sit there and you can have one day a week that you go and get your bars run or run somebody's bars. Financially, when you're having a bars practitioner run your bars, it's can get a little expensive if you're trying to go every single day. However, once a week, once every 2 weeks, we have people who come in for a once a month maintenance um, kind of update, kind of check in to where they're coming at the beginning of the month and getting their bars run for the whole month.
You were literally selling me on these access bars, and it's something I want to get done to myself. So I will probably see you at this workshop. But for anyone else who wants to sign up, where can they do so and how much is it?
The class is globally created through Access Consciousness. The cost of the class is $365 right now. They choose the pricing. So it's the same price no matter where you are in the world, 365, whatever you use as money. And for me to register for my class, they can send me a text message or they can go to joannewindsor.com and click on the Access Bars course. And then they will be registered for the next available course. And if that date doesn't work for them, we'll just put it over to the next one.
And as of right now, do you have an official date for this workshop?
So February 12th, it is in Lloyd. It's an 8-hour class. So you're going to be here for the entire day.
All right, Joanne, it is always a pleasure talking to you, but unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. But thank you for sitting down with me and sharing the art of access bars.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate this.
The Lakeland Wrestlers men's basketball team looks to bounce back after a disappointing loss to King's University this past Saturday. The Wrestlers battled against the King's University Eagles in back-to-back games. Game 1, the Wrestlers walked away with a 38-point win at home, but on the road, however, the team fell to a 2-point loss.
Obviously, when you beat a team by that much, sometimes you come in overconfident. We had too many lapses on the defensive end, which cost us. So we're trying to, correct those things every day. Right now, we're not doing as well on the road, so that's a little bit of an issue for us. So we're trying to get better each and every day as a road team.
Now, yes, the Wrestlers' road success has been an issue for them, having lost all of their 6 losses occur on the road.
Yeah, we just want to put them in tough situations. We do a lot of situational stuff where, a team is down or a team is up, or we might call some, weird calls and make it tough for players. So we just try to do situational stuff, put them in tough situations to make them mentally focus a little bit more.
Now, the team has a chance to win on the road versus the Concordia Thunder this Friday. And now it's time for us to check in once again with Shelby Clark.
Thanks so much again there, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, now taking another extended look at your weather forecast, we will be starting off with our central zone of the provinces. On the Alberta side, we are seeing those minus marks. Most are seeing those single digits though, so we have warmed up slightly from what we were looking at yesterday. Athabasca is still quite cool with that minus 12. The rest are slightly warmer, minus 9 for Whitecourt and Edmonton, while it is minus 8 in Red Deer, minus 6 for Rocky Mountain House, and Edson and Jasper is the warmest with minus 3. So not looking too bad on our Alberta side. But as we switch over to our Saskatchewan side, they definitely have cooled down, and compared to the Alberta side, they have drastically cooled down compared to what they have been seeing yesterday. Minus 19 for Meadow Lake, while it's minus 17 for North Battleford and Prince Albert. Minus 18 in Saskatoon, and Melfort is seeing the coolest with that minus 23, as we are looking at some spots past that minus 20 point. So we have cooled down quite a bit, with Cold Lake now matching us here in the city. So we go over to our northern zone, they have drastically dropped. Compared to yesterday, they were getting closer to that minus 20 mark, but now they're well past it. Minus 21 for La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, while it's minus 24 over in Flin Flon, minus 26 degrees for Wollaston Lake and South End, and up in Uranium City and Stony Rapids, they have been seeing cooler conditions compared to the rest end. That's continuing into today, as they are just seeing past that minus 30 mark. So that extreme cold warning is in place for these spots here. quite a switch up from what we have been seeing earlier on in the month, but you know, we were kind of expecting it. Switching back over to our Alberta side, they have cooled down slightly now with most spots on this end seeing well past those double digits. -10 and 11 for Slave Lake and Grand Prairie, while we're looking at -14, 16 for High Level and Peace River. Going over to Fort McMurray's, they are getting closer to that -20 mark, and Fort Chipewyan is of course cooler compared to the rest with -24, as they are kind of matching more with the sides over on our Saskatchewan side. But now as we go over to our southern zone, they are seeing the warmest conditions on the Alberta side than we have been looking at for our central and our northern. In our southern area, they are seeing those single digits continue on. Lethbridge continuing that nice warm streak with -3, -6 for Calgary and Medicine Hat, while Banff is right in the middle there around -9, and Coronation is still seeing the coolest conditions with -12, but still looking at kind of the same conditions as what they were seeing yesterday. Going back over to Saskatchewan side for our southern zone, they are looking slightly closer to that -20 mark. Moose Jaw and Swift Current at -12, while it's -14 for Estevan, 15 here for Kindersley, and the rest are seeing closer with -17 to -19 degrees, but haven't quite reached that point. And now looking at some temperatures that we will be expecting tonight throughout the evening, we are kind of seeing some temperatures slightly warm up from what we were looking at last night, especially for Provost and Paradise Hill with a low of -17 and a low of -19. The rest are seeing that low of 20s. A low of -20 that Bonnyville will be expecting. Meadow Lake will be seeing a low of -22. And Isle Cross will be seeing the coolest once again with a low of -27. This is without those wind chills, so they will be feeling slightly cooler than what we are looking at right now. And Isle Cross will probably be seeing around -30 for their evening low. And we can also see that Bonnyville, Meadow Lake, and Paradise Hill are seeing a high chance of those flurries later on through the evening and throughout the night. All spots expecting around 1 to 2 centimeters, just like us here in the border city. Looking at our hourly forecast for Wednesday here in the border city, we are starting off quite cool with the temperature we are just sitting at right now with around -17 right off in the morning. Mid-afternoon, we will cool it down again with around 4 p.m. seeing -19 to -20 degrees. And then by the time we get to tomorrow evening with around 8-10 p.m., we are going to be past that -20 mark with around -25. So just be prepared, as we will be seeing our coolest day yet for Wednesday here in the border city. And as we look a little bit further ahead past Wednesday, of course, we are going to be expecting a high chance of those flurries, around 55% chance tomorrow. We will also be seeing those continue into Thursday, around 65%. So please make sure to keep those shovels handy, because as we keep pushing through these couple days, Friday is going to warm it back up, and we actually will be seeing a little bit more sunshine peeking behind those clouds. That's all I have for now. Our Jace Mackey will have more news coming up for you after the break.
I'm back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for another edition of Pet Project, and today we have a cage full of kittens. Tell me a little bit about who they are and how they came to the SPCA. They're absolutely adorable. They seem super, super sweet. They're not really trying to scratch at anything, except a toy, of course. So tell me a little bit about how they came to the SPCA.
So yeah, they came in with their mom. They were a litter of 8, so they were quite teeny when they came. So she was a really good mom, took care of them. I don't know how she did it, 8 kittens at once, but she was really, really good with them. So yeah, now they're quite playful. I think they were just found outside, a mama with her babies, and somebody brought them in. So yeah, now we've gotten a few of them adopted. There's a couple still at Pet Value too, and then we've still got these 4 left here. They're our Grinch crew, if anybody is interested in them. They're all named after characters from the Grinch.
That's amazing. I love how you name the groups of cats that come in here, different themes to the litters. I love that. Now, the main reason why we're showing a huge, kind of a group of cats instead of just one that we usually do, you guys are full, very full on cats, and you are starting your Valentine's Day sale early to kind of help with that. Tell me a little bit about the event and about how you're at capacity with.
So yeah, we are definitely at max capacity. We've got a lot of cats in foster that need to come back, and unfortunately do not have the space for them right now. So we were planning on doing a sale for Valentine's Day, just to kind of get you know, if somebody wants a companion for Valentine's Day. So we've actually decided what we're gonna do is all of our kittens and our bonded pair cats are gonna be buy one, get one free. So you basically get, it's $200 for one kitten. They come spayed, neutered, microchip, vaccinated, but now you can get two for the price of one. It's kind of nice too if you have a kitten. Kittens are very playful and they kind of need that company, right? Then that way they're not bugging you as much and they can burn out some of their energy. And then we're gonna do on all our adult cats, we're gonna do 50% off as well, just to kind of try to find them homes a little bit quicker so that we can make some room for the other animals that need to come in.
Yes, for sure. And again, you said that you guys are at capacity. How has that kind of been? Because you said something about fosters being brought in, and then you're also able to send a few over into Edmonton. So how are you guys dealing with the influx of all the cats coming in?
So we're dealing with it. Some days don't really know how, but yeah, no, we're gonna hopefully get some transferred out to a wonderful rescue ARCs. They're really good. They help animals out all across Saskatchewan and Alberta. I think like BC as well. They're very, very good rescue. But I think they're gonna take some kitties for us, and then we're just really hoping, because we're only gonna run the sale for 1 week, that by doing it for 2 weeks, we're gonna run it February 1st to the 14th. And then hopefully get some cats out that way. And again, if you're ever interested in fostering, reach out, because if it wasn't for our fosters, we probably wouldn't be able to run. So.
And you mentioned that there's a few kittens at Pet Value still. Does that sale kind of extend to those as well?
Absolutely. Yep. So we have, I believe we have 8 kittens at PetSmart right now. So if you like any of them, you can get them, buy one, get the second one 50. And then we have 2 of these guys as siblings over at Pet Value right now too. So yeah, no, the sale's definitely going on there.
Awesome. And again, is there any donations that you're in need of? I know you mentioned earlier blankets is one of them. Is there anything else that you are in need of for the shelter?
So I'd say blankets, any cleaner too, like dish soap we can always use, bleach, Lysol, all that kind of cleaner we could definitely always use. And again, we can always use food, any kind of food, kibble, wet, they're not picky.
Awesome. And just to confirm again, the dates for the Valentine's Day sale.
So it's going to start tomorrow, February 1st to the 14th. However, if somebody comes in today, we'll probably give it to them today as well. So if you're looking for a companion, especially for Valentine's Day, you know, you don't need a date, just get a cat.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the perfect way to spend Valentine's Day. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for joining me. And I'm sure that, you know, extending the sale will definitely help for you guys with the numbers of cats that you do have in the shelter.
Thank you.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Jake Vodlin. Jake, how's it going today?
Good, yourself?
Hey, it's going great. So, Jake, how has signing with the Puckin Entertainment Group and Johnson Talent Management helped you versus being a solo artist?
Oh, well, it's helped tremendously. We're so very happy and excited to have signed with both of these groups, the management company and the agency. And when we were doing it solo, we had a lot of shows. We kept busy, but mainly in Saskatchewan, and not venturing out much further than that, a whole lot. But a lot of the things we're seeing with signing with these few groups of wonderful people is that we're able to extend our reach and get more listeners and get out to a lot more places and to a lot more folks to play. So we're still just as busy as we were before as solo, but we're doing it to more people now, if you know.
Excellent. That's perfect. Spreading out the cheer, I should say.
Yeah.
And personally for you, what would you say genre your music embodies? Is it just country or is it a mix of things?
Well, originally I started out as a bluegrass musician, so it's got that everything is based in the bluegrass culture with our show. But we added an electric guitar, so it gets the rockabilly country sound in there. And so with that, and still having the banjo, the 5-string banjo, people like to call it Americana, or I guess what you'd call Canadiana here, I suppose. But really, it's a mixture of rockabilly and bluegrass. That's about as best as I can do to explain it, really.
Excellent. That's perfect. And you have an upcoming tour as well, correct?
We do, yeah. Starting tomorrow is the 31st.
Perfect. Is this your first tour?
Oh no, we've done quite a few tours now out as far as British Columbia and stuff. This will be, I don't know how many tours we've done now, but this is one of quite a few we've done in the last 2 years. So.
Excellent. That's perfect. And do you know any of the locations by chance for this upcoming tour date?
We're very excited to be playing on the 31st, which is tomorrow as of today, at the Broadway Theatre in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's a place I've always dreamed of playing ever since I was young, and because I'm an old-timey fellow, I like the looks of that old classic theater. So we're very excited to be playing there tomorrow, and then day after that we'll be playing in the Rawlinson Centre Theatre in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. After that we'll be coming to Lloydminster to the Vic Juba Theatre, and then actually I'll correct that. It won't be there. It'll be in North Battleford at the Decker Centre Theatre, and then we'll be in Lloydminster at the Vic Juba Theatre. And after that, we go to Calgary to the King Eddie, and following that, we're out to Kelowna once again in British Columbia to be playing at the Fireside Festival, and then we'll be on our way back.
Wow, excellent. That's amazing. That's actually quite a far range.
Yeah, we've been out there and back quite a few times. It gets to be quite a long, tiring drive, but we get used to it.
Well, that's all that matters. And last year, you received 4 Saskatchewan Country Music Awards. How does it feel to be recognized by your home province?
It feels wonderful to get the recognition here. The way I thought of it is I never went to post-secondary school, and I left high school and finished online, and then didn't pursue schooling any further. But some people who do, they get their degrees or their certificates, to say that they can do what they do. And those awards to me were sort of meant the same thing. And I'll add in, we're very happy this year to have won the best Saskatchewan album of 2022 or 23, I can't remember, 2022, in the Saskatchewan, all of Saskatchewan music, and also the folk roots artist of the year we were able to win as well. So we're very excited about that, and it means a whole lot to us.
Excellent. That's amazing. Those are actually some very, very convenient awards. They look amazing. And
thank you.
Working with the Sturgeon River Boys, you combine your sounds. How is working with them as well?
Oh, it's been wonderful to have them working with me. I used to work with a fella named Ira Amundsen. I mentioned quite a lot, and we were in a bluegrass duo together, him and I. And we did a little bit of traveling, but we couldn't do too much because we were still in school, So as soon as I graduated, we got this Sturgeon River Boys thing going, and we've managed to add in a banjo player that we're really happy about, and working with the 3 of them has been a lot of fun and wonderful and very enjoyable.
Excellent. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Jake. I think that should be pretty much everything I had to ask.
Alrighty, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And that's our show on this Tuesday night. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.